It's hard to believe we're exactly halfway through the class at this point. This is week 4. It's the second week of Unit 3, okay? And the projects are big this week, so I really need to encourage you to get right on top of them today. I noticed some of you have been doing some planning. I've been getting some email from you. That's good. I'd like to hear a little bit more from some more of you very, very shortly here, okay? I'm going to be gone over the weekend. I'm going to be in Colorado and won't be responding to emails, so it's up to you to get these projects done. They're pretty big projects. This is a very big unit. It's one of my favorite units. Just so you know that I'm still in the process of working on your final exam. I've got it narrowed down to 200 questions, which is too many. I have to narrow it down to 100 questions for you. That's 50 questions per hour. I'm going to give you a 2-hour time block to do the final exam in. So I'll be concentrating particularly on 3 of the chapters in this unit, chapter 11, 12, and 13, sex and gender, race and ethnicity, and the elderly. I've just gone through discussions on those and added some podcasts. I'd sure like for you to look at those, please. And I consider these very important chapters as part of the whole process of understanding sociology, which, as I keep stressing, is a way of understanding and being in control of your own location in your own life. So what I'd like to do is spend the rest of this little video, I've got to keep under 10 minutes, just going through the projects very quickly. I know a couple of you are already interested in doing the social stratification project, which is looking at Alco and Macy's and comparing them back and forth. I've put the case study format in the Unit 3 folder, okay, so you can see exactly how a case study is supposed to unfold. If you don't want to do it as a group project, if you want to do it as an individual, that's fine. I think it's a very interesting project. It doesn't have to be Alco and Macy's, but you know what I mean. Dollar General and Penny's, that kind of a thing, all right? So just compare kind of a low-end budget department-type store with a high-end non-budget department-type store, please, okay? I know somebody's going to do a documentary about aging in America. That should be fun. You do need to go for the Center for Digital Excellence. It's in your big new university building, the big new pretty building where I think the food services are and the library is. It's right there in the library, okay? And you can check out a digital camera and they'll help you upload the file. And you only upload that file, the video file, to one place. You'll only upload that to the discussions, and I'll look at it there and grade it by email for you, okay? Everything else needs to get uploaded to 2 places so that your peers can see it and so that I can see it privately, okay? So that's the group projects there. Let me scroll down here. Research paper, I know some of you do the research paper. Please think of this as an analytical project. Don't just regurgitate information. Research papers in college are meant for you to look at and make meaning out of the research. Tell me what the meaning is. Tell me what you've learned, please. Don't just repeat in a new form all the research. Don't just cut and paste it all together and say, here it is. Don't do that, please. Tell me the meaning of all this, okay? I want you to look at some place in the world where there are oppressive situations. I've already got some email on this. You know, if you need some help picking a place or want to make sure it's just what I had in mind, that's fine. And tell me, you know, let's analyze what the conflict is, what's causing the conflict, how the elements of the chapters that you've read for this unit play in and out of that conflict, please. So kind of bounce that research paper off the chapter material, right, and then off the library research material. And I've directed you here in the learning document to the online resources at Trine, and that's what I expect you to use. I expect you to use academic documents, academic research. Hate that, excuse me. Academic research through EBSCOhost, particularly, also known as Academic Search Premier, and JSTOR. JSTOR is a perfect database for sociology papers. Okay, so I've asked you specifically then to either look at a place in the world that's just a real mess, look at that, or look at the role, look at the history of feminism, please, and find a focus. I particularly talked about the focus of birth control. That's what I'd like you to focus on. Look at historically and see what's happening now with birth control. There is a new movement underfoot, and it's related to Sarah Palin, all right, to limit over-the-counter birth control. Okay, very strong movement, very below the surface, below the radar right now. If the political situation changes, that's going to really erupt. You can count on that. You could also look at those of you, you know, there's a big area of Indiana, Ohio for Native American issues. Until I moved here, I didn't realize that, but there are plenty of Native Americans still here, and they're a little bit under the radar, but you look around and they're there, they're your peers, they're your friends. And the whole concept of removing the Native Americans from this area, the big famous one is the removal from Georgia. So I'd like for you to look at the Trail of Tears, or you could look at the massacre of the Sioux Indians. There's also a removal situation at Wounded Knee, South Dakota. I've been out there. It's a very interesting area of the country. And then the other project for the research paper could be trying to understand the future of Social Security, what's causing the conflict, all right, what's causing the uproar about it, and do you have a proposal of your own? That's kind of for anybody that's a business major or something. It's a tough topic to do in 5 pages. Briefly, this is the research paper is 5 pages plus a page of citing your documents. Okay, I prefer MLA citing, but if you're already proficient APA citing, that'd be fine. So please go ahead and get started on this. Today is not too late. Okay, those of you who are writing the research paper, look at item 6 in the learning document. There's some guides there on how to write a research paper and also on how to do the citing. Okay. Next week starts a new unit, and I'll send you a YouTube lecture for that. I'll be on the road next week. There won't be a class, but I will send you a YouTube lecture to introduce you to that. So, hey, thanks.